Hey guys, I've got a new microphone, so I'm not sure how this is all going to sound. This is a new purchase of mine. It's a grey Nicolls Predator 1300. I don't know if you can see that. This is the top of the range Predator 3. This is the Australian model. A down here, and this is also this season's, which you can see by the U for this season 2017-2018. This particular bat is brand new. I've reviewed the Predator before, but the one I had before was possibly one of the pre-production runs. This one here is actually the current model. So these retail for 690 Australian dollars. 65mm spine and 30mm edges, but also it's got a much lower middle than last year's XP70, and it's also got a much thicker toe than what there was last year at 27mm, and nice thick shoulders as well. So it's quite a considerably big bat for its weight, with a nice thick toe, thick shoulders, reasonable size edges. I mean 30mm with the maximum that's going to be 40mm, and this has a slightly rounded face, not a flat face. Those edges might be 34mm if it was a flat face. It's quite good. Now the middle of the bat peaks from the toe at about 22 centimeters, just below 9 inches. So it's pretty much a mid-middle. But you can see here it's slightly different to the other one that I reviewed, which was slightly higher, in that bat was pretty much peaking here. This one's slightly lower, and it does bring that spine lower down into the blade, where it still maintains a good 50mm at the lower end. So yeah, I guess we can call this one now a mid to low sweet spot. So she's only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 grains, no blemishes, front or back. The grains reasonably straight through the toe. This particular bat has a really pronounced oval almost bottom hand ranging to semi-oval. And we're thinking that this one is probably actually made by the master himself, because it's very similar to what comes through on the legends, and it's also got what is common of the handmade range. It's got, instead of binding, it's got medical tape. So it's brand new, I haven't used it. I'll tap it up now. See, it's really going off there, but it's got still plenty on offer up here, and the toe needs to be knocked in, but it's really going to be doing its business right there in the driving range, but still have a fair bit up there if you're playing in the middle of the blade. So yeah, the bat itself does have a slight bow. I don't know if you can see it there. So I'm expecting that once the bat's knocked in, this area will come to life a little bit more down lower, but not too much. So pretty much taps up just like the profile is, which is a nice full long sweet spot in your sort of driving area. Now this particular bat says on the sticker 2.7, but it actually weighs 2.82. Now it must have been just a little bit under. You can get natural variation as it comes out of the shop. So, but I mean, this would have been made in the past month or two. So really nice ping off the bat. Once again, it's not so much about how many grains a piece of willow has, it's about the playing characteristics. You saw with that Moen Ali and the Spartan that came through, they were 7 grains, 7 to 8 grains, and they pinged like anything. I didn't show you the post knock of the Moen Ali. Anyway, it was pretty brilliant. So yeah, this is a really nice bat. So I'm going to turn it around and we'll bounce a ball on it and see what she plays like. Alright, so I'm going to do the 4-piece. You can see there immediately it's a much softer piece of willow. Once it's knocked in, this thing's absolutely going to fly. So that mid-low hitting area is really where it's generating most of its ping at the moment. Bounce the Duke on it. So yeah, it's a pretty hard firm press that's been put on it because it's a lower grain count timber, so it's got a little bit more moisture in it. But even with the Dukes, I'm not getting a substantial amount of any seam marks or anything on it. So once this is oiled and knocked in, this thing is absolutely going to fly. Really lovely bat. Probably my favourite of this year's range, the Predator 3. And as the year progresses, I hope to have in the Velocity and the Atomic. We'll see how we go. So there you go, that's the current production model Predator 3 1300 Finest Players 1 English Willow. Thanks everybody.